Bada boom!
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning. Good morning, Dawn. How are you?
I am fabulous. Thank you, Nick. How are
Fabulous.
you?
Oh, I am loving the day and living the dream. It's been so busy. It's good to see you. It feels like forever, even though it's only been 7 days.
Oh, darling. You just you brighten my day. Do you know that? You brighten my day.
Absolutely. Let's brighten everyone's day on SPtv. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Lots of things coming up today, Dawn.
Yes, absolutely. Today, just to say, we have two separate little slots. We normally have the what's it? Oh
The
gosh,
tarot scope.
tarot scope. That's what it's called. Tarot scope. I couldn't think of the name of it. Tarot scope with Amanda. But sorry,
Kate.
Kate, ignore me.
Kate, the lovely Kate May, doesn't mind getting renamed.
I'm so
What's
sorry.
a name after all, you know?
Sorry about that.
I do it. It's usually me that does it.
Sorry.
I'm always giving people.
My brain went. Yes. So we normally have the tarot scope, but we're going to section it off now. So we have tarot scope to begin with, then we'll come back in a little bit later and we will have something she calls moon phases.
Bada boom.
So that'll be exciting to listen to that. I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How was your weekend, Nick?
Oh, do you know what? I have not had such a full packed calendar in one day than since I left retail. It was immense. So many beautiful and wonderful spiritual people. I started my day the SPtv way by getting all of my gear together, and we had a workshop in the village hall, speaking for spirit. Speak. So, oh, you should see the mug that I've given to the decorator. Richard's concerned about my mental state today. I've given him a fit of the giggles. But no, so in the La Village Hall, we had a workshop from 11 till 4 about speaking for spirit. And then we tidied up the hall, got in the car, drove to Peterborough and served a wonderful group in Peterborough. They were so welcoming. And as mad as I am, I felt so at home, and they're such a lovely group. So a big shout out to the Guardian Angels Spiritualist Church in Peterborough.
Beautiful.
Wonderful group. So I literally left the house at 9 in the morning, didn't get home until about 10 to 10. But fortunately I did eat, because the workshop we do like food, so we have a lunch break, and it was soup and a roll this week, which was quite appropriate for the weather.
I love soup and a roll.
The weather was awful. Pea soup. So what about you, Dawn?
Me? Well, obviously we had our Remembrance Sunday, which is always a very emotional time for many people across the world. But I always find it a very emotional time for myself. A time to pause and think, and not just for them 2 minutes, but to really think of all the people who worked so tirelessly throughout the war effort on the front lines and at home.
Absolutely. For the last 3 years now, it's been such a huge honour. Our church has been given the opportunity to lay a wreath as part of the village memorial service, which is so special and touching for me personally, but also as a family. I didn't do it this year. It's usually something that I cleave very personally and grab, but I have to share these things because I recognise that it's something that is effective to not just myself, but to many people. So Tony laid on behalf this year, because it's really important that we are open to the fact that spiritualism can and has in the past, in many different formats, had an impact on this day.
Huge impact. And I think we will talk about that.
We will. I'm getting ahead of myself with the links now, aren't But I wonder if there is anybody out there in the SPtv family / world / universe that wishes to say good morning. And of course,
Good
don't
morning.
forget to share, like,
Like,
subscribe,
and subscribe.
because we
And
have
be
news.
a VIP.
Yes, VIP, 37p a week. Mwah, mwah.
VIP, 37p. Good.
Mish S, good morning. Nick Dawn, good day to you. Good morning, Mish. Nice to see you.
Oh, pretty picture. Woo. Zanil Z Dlamini.
I think you did well. I think you did great there.
Hello, everyone. You're like a goddess there.
So, I definitely jumped in at the right time. Lisa Hunt, good morning. And I love that putty tat.
Oh, that putty tat. Carrie Ann Marshall Kearns, good morning. Oh, hope you're very well here. Thank you. Hope you are too, my love.
Christine, of course, we saw Christine in the flesh, so to speak, last week. Good morning, Christine Davis. Good to see you.
Good morning. Nicholas Chambers Ramsell. Good morning. I swear he saves them, especially for me to read out.
I think so. Nicola O'Hanlon. Good morning, guys. Good morning to you too. Welcome.
Cute picture. Jot. And a cute little butterfly. Hey. Hey, y'all.
You do know Richard did that deliberately just to prove you wrong.
You found the just to prove a point.
Amanda McDade, good morning. Good morning. And love the smiley face.
Ah, Linda Brown. Hello.
Hey, Mum. Hey, Mum.
Good morning to you.
Maz and Ant Harding, good morning and hello.
Hello there. Kelly Rocket, my favourite name. Hello, Nick and Dawn. Hello. Oh, lovely little emojis. We have a butterfly, a caterpillar, and Mum.
Good morning, Hazel Barrett / my second adopted mummy. Good morning.
Tony Swindles.
Morning, mate.
Here in Rotherham. Let's hope we can warm you up by brightening your day.
We will. I know exactly what will warm that man up. He is full of the joys of spring and always good for a laugh. And Diane Reynolds, good morning to you too. And there's a big old heart there.
Remember to give us hearts. Give us hearts. Anne Davies, good morning. Oh, little flowers. Thank you, Anne.
Nice little daisy chain going there as well. Rebecca Whelan, good morning. Still haven't become a VIP. Need to do it. Yes, absolutely. We will forgive you this time.
We're just listening to Richard. Okay, right. Richard says, as we did last week, become a VIP. Let us know if you're a VIP. And we will put you into a little on our screen, and we'll be able to give you a reading later on in the show.
Why did I have flashbacks of Tales of the Unexpected there? Oh. I can't do the tune, but I can do the video. Yes.
Sorry, I should have said you can come on live if you wish to for a reading.
Join us.
But only VIPs. You have to be a VIP.
Be a thorn between two roses or a rose between two thorns, no matter how you deem us. Join us on the screen.
Oh, someone's made an effort. Leslie.
Oh,
just
Leslie.
Finished at 6 a.m. God bless you. Stayed away to listen.
Oh, bless you. Welcome, Leslie. And I love the purple. We all love the purple heart.
We love a purple heart.
Becky Johnson, the Butterfly Parade. Fabulous.
Lovely. So I want to do that, but I can't because that's a birdie, isn't it? A birdie. Yeah, that's a baby. Birdie. Daisy Edens. Hello. Ah, a little bit of a shamrock there and a heart. Right.
Fabulous.
Leslie, we just had word that you said you would like to come on live as a VIP. So you come on live, and hopefully, we're not guaranteed, but hopefully it will be you.
And look out for a message from the lovely Richard who will be in touch on how to get you up on the screen and join us live. So share and share away.
You have to keep being you have to become a VIP, 37p. Like, share and subscribe.
And of course, yes, you don't worry if you are not a VIP, because there's still a chance for a reading. We will be
live.
We will be giving readings to people through the screen, randomly throughout the show. Why am I rolling my R's? Randomly throughout the show. But to get on the screen with us, it's the VIP. Drum roll, please, for
Paul Smith. Paul Smith. My first time seeing you two. Oh, how lovely.
Welcome.
Sorry about that. Commiserations to you, Paul.
Come on for messages and spirit contact, and you just get some weirdo in a dog collar rolling his R's. Who is as common as muck, by the way, and doesn't normally.
First time seeing you both. We got butterflies and some beautiful doves. Thank you, my darling.
Peace be to Stace. Good morning. I love being a VIP, and it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. It really is.
I wish you'd said tea, not coffee. Yes, I love being a VIP, and it's cheaper than a cup of tea.
Cup of tea. Will do. And we all know spirit ends with tea.
Oh, that's divine. I'm keeping that.
Absolutely.
Steph Nuns would love a reading.
We will keep our ears out for the contact.
Yes, we will. And don't forget, if you're a VIP, you'll be able to come on screen.
Jazz hands.
I don't know why I did that, but yeah.
I love it. I'm keeping that. I'm going to download it and make it into a GIF.
That'd be brilliant. Just me going.
Absolutely. Well, I think everyone at home can tell what kind of day they're going to be having with us on the show. And remember, friends, this is your show. So, you know, we will start the conversation, but you are the ones that steer the conversation. So please get involved. Please join in. Share your thoughts and opinions. The only rule is good manners. You know, there's not much off limits when it comes to spiritual discussion, but good manners, of course, is the main one.
Clean people, come on.
The main theme, not the main thing off limits. I must correct my grammar there. You think my grammar's bad? You should see my granddad. You know.
Oh, we had that joke last week.
I know. I like flogging a dead horse. That sums up my humour completely.
I've just looked at my pictures, so. Is it crooked? Is it just?
No, I don't know whether it's the picture or whether your camera's slightly on the wonk. But obviously, my little monkey is still keeping an eye on me, making sure I behave myself.
Monkey. Right. I'm in a funny mood today. I'm all sort of all over the place. Right. I need to chill. So today, yes. So memories, obviously, of with great reverence and respect for all those. Who took part in the war, and also all those who suffered loss from losing their boys in the war.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it's not just you know, and spiritualism gives us that comfort. I think that support of knowing that they all go on. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Their bodies may have, a lot of people lost, you know, their bodies were never found, never uncovered, but their spirits were free.
Absolutely. In actual fact, my dad had an uncle whose ship was sunk during the Second World War, and obviously he was never found or never came back. And it always led to these, is he, isn't he? And, you know, people have seen someone who looked familiar in the street, and it's like, oh, you know, was it him? But it's important to remember, not just at 11 o'clock on a given day of the year. And my Remembrance Day addresses, even last night, I was my usual nut job self. But there are moments when I really do get on my soapbox. And I think if I were always on my soapbox, it would never have an impact. So when there is something particularly important to me, I do tend to bang the drum a bit. And my frustration, as I've said for the last 3 or 4 nights in a row, there is a phrase that has great meaning when it comes to remembrance, and that phrase is never again. And yet, we still keep, as a species, we still keep making the same mistakes. We still keep falling into that loop of forgetting, actually. And so, you know, it's quite frustrating to be a representative of those people that lost their lives in the name of peace and freedom.
Absolutely.
To hear that phrase, but actually a lot of inaction about it. You know, we can see history repeating itself almost every day, and especially at this time, we can see echoes of the past being repeated. And my only hope is that those echoes are repeated in the good works of the silent majority becoming less silent. And you know, on the subject of a silent majority being less silent, one particular group of people who had heavy involvement in the war effort, in some ways improved our notoriety and public visibility, and in some ways damaged it, was the spiritualist movement. I know you wanted to talk about some particular things. I'm always reminded by my guide. He told me a story before I knew who he was and was able to research him. And he was a working medium in his early life, and he was conscripted into the military. And they got to know about him and his life, and he ended up, I think he ended up as a sergeant. At this particular time he was a sergeant, and he showed me a scene in a meditation of him standing there, and his commanding officer said, "Sergeant blah blah blah, are you going to die today?" And he said, "No sir, no sir, no sir. My friends say no sir." He says, "Right, you're taking point." And he led his whole platoon, his team, his group, across a river. And because they had such confidence in his abilities, they followed his path through the river
because they knew that he would,
because they believed and trusted in the spirit people that he worked with.
I'm not saying anything else, but I think I know. Okay, fine, I know this. Okay.
But this is, I will reference the stuff he tells me. I didn't know who he was at the time. I will reference the stuff he tells me, and if people figure it out, it's up to them. But I don't like to name drop.
No.
Unlike some people. But you know, these wonderful stories of hope and upliftment. The best one, of course, not as spiritualist, but as in general, is and this was mentioned by many people that I've spoken to over the weekend, the guys who played football at Christmas.
Yes, that I mean, so beautiful. Hey,
that also demonstrates for me the silent majority being less silent. You know, a few hours before and a few hours after, they were absolutely. And I know you want to come in because you already told me some of your bits. You want to.
So many people coming in saying about stuff. We've got Diane Burson. I'll just read this quickly. Diane Burson, remember sitting in circle during the Falkland War and had many coming through. Sat the evening of the ship going down, had a very emotional evening. We did not know the ship had gone down until we got home, so made even more special and emotional. Many frightened, confused souls that we would help into the light.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
God, I'm feeling really overcome all of a sudden.
Yeah, it is. It really is an emotional thing for so many people for so many reasons.
It's huge. It touches and will continue to touch lives throughout. It's not a case of we will remember them. we can't help. It's in our bloodline. It's in our blood, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, you can't help it.
And we must. And in actual fact, morning to Margaret O'Brien, who says hello. One of the, I did say that it had a positive impact and a negative impact, and I know there's some specific stuff you want to share. But, as far as ministry is concerned, it was the war effort that was when ministers were first being ordained for spiritualism.
Yes.
And it opened a window for other organizations and other groups and individuals to become officiants, ministers, whatever you want to call it. But then we also must remember the story of Helen Duncan, because it was during the war that particular, let's face it, during the war, it was still the Witchcraft Act.
Yeah,
it was still the Witchcraft Act.
Yeah.
And it was actually.
Oh, did we lose you, Nick?
Nick?
Nick. Oh, he's back.
Am I back? Hello.
He's back.
Hello. Also, mate, talking about name dropping, I'm about to drop a name, but not for me personally. Winston Churchill notoriously wrote to the Home Secretary saying, "Why are you wasting taxpayers' money on prosecuting this woman?" And then, if this is unproven, but if you look at the connections, he was very friendly with a certain Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yes.
So I'm sure there would have been a word or two had. But it wasn't till after the war that the Fraudulent Mediums Act came into place. But it was because of what she was picking up during the war that she was actually prosecuted. For whatever reason people want to put to it, that part actually happened. So there was a mixed bag, but I know there are some really positive things, and I know you want to share them, Dawn.
Yes. But yes, we must remember all these the positives and the sad things as well that shine a negative light, because they're just as important, as important as part of the story.
Absolutely.
In 2018, I'll just start with that. In 2018, as spiritualists, I won't mention any groups, but as spiritualists, it was the first time we fought for ages to be able to lay a wreath down the cenotaph in Whitehall. And for the first time in 2018, we were able to do that. That was a momentous occasion. During the war, as spiritualists, we were able to start a fund to be able to buy a total of 6 ambulances to send out to front lines. And one of the ambulances, I know for a fact, was found as far out as Egypt.
Wow.
So can you imagine being a spiritualist or out there, and they were all inscribed with a note to let you know that they were funded by spiritualists.
Yeah.
Imagine being out there and just having that upliftment of knowing that not only were you going to be helped, you were being remembered as a spiritualist, and it put out after the war, there was so much help, so much support, so much comfort given through and faith being restored through spiritualism.
Yes.
And we don't celebrate that. I don't think we celebrate that enough.
Yeah.
The effect that had. It was. I will read out something by a minister, and he goes by the name of Jones J. Morse, and I'll just read this out to you very quickly. I won't say who he belongs to. This I don't know. It just really got to me. This is he was basically the guy who started up the funding.
Yeah.
In the beginning for the ambulances. And I quote, "Help this fund according to your disposition, and you will put into effect at least one of our 7 principles, the brotherhood of man." I just, gives me all the feels, gives me the chills.
Absolutely.
Yeah. After the war and saying, I am a spiritualist, whereas they never wanted to do that before. It was too much, becoming much more mainstream. And let's not forget the animals Let's not forget
Oh
our
yes,
animal
absolutely.
friends who fought during the war. You know, they're just as important as humans.
Completely. And you know, we tend to forget that there were still horses, you know, and those beautiful creatures who carry us and have carried, literally those beautiful animals have carried humanity to where they are now. And you could tell that Reverend Morse's words were gifted by spirit, by the tone and texture of what it is that he said. And
Yeah.
you know, I think for me personally, oh hello, sorry, just getting corrected in wording there.
Getting
Don't worry,
corrected.
I'm not freezing. For me personally, the whole point of celebrating the efforts of good and general decent people, that you know, the butchers and the bakers who were taken in carriers off to fight, it's the strength of the human soul to be able to come together, and we must celebrate that we can all be united against darkness.
Absolutely.
It must be celebrated.
Absolutely.
And you know, the conditions that people were in were absolutely horrendous, not just abroad but at home too. You know, houses were being bombed. You know, Coventry was basically gone, wiped off the map, basically. And all the decisions that had to be made must have been horrific and horrendous.
Yes.
But you
Children
know,
sent away.
yeah,
You know, imagine and imagine having to say goodbye to your son,
yeah,
and knowing in your heart this could be the last time I ever see him,
exactly.
and that decision is taken away from you. And it's just, I think, and all of those lives that were lost are what we're born from. We
Yeah,
are here because of those people. Rebecca Whelan says, this country let my dad down, yet he served the Second World War. He did full service. I was on my own as a teen carer, and was offered no support.
yeah,
My mum had died the previous year. It's not easily forgotten.
no,
Times like this make me feel sad. It is incredibly, I'm sorry, Rebecca. So sorry, darling. But the thing is that's gold, that is gold, is that we are all united in
in
this.
that grief. Yeah,
We're all united in our grief. And as I've said before, grief is a huge leveler. You know, it doesn't matter how much
absolutely.
money you've got in the bank, if you've lost love,
Yeah, nothing can replace it. And thank you, Rebecca, for sharing your life,
yeah,
really, because that would have been a major player in who you are.
yeah.
It's easy to forget that it
And
wasn't
you must be
just
so proud of your dad. So proud.
absolutely, especially given the circumstances. But people often forget that it wasn't just children of age that were taken from their parents. Children under age were sent away
Sent away
to
to
live with
pension.
strangers,
Yeah.
just for the sake of being safe. Not being able to feel safe in your own home, that you have to send your children away.
Yeah. Stacey Shaw says some of them never met their children,
Yeah,
sadly. That is absolutely right.
completely.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And
But they
this
love them now.
and this is what gives me such confidence and courage and hope in our way of life, that there is a future and an ability to share and demonstrate that love and that
Yes.
compassion that cannot be countenanced by war, by death, by dictators and by aggression. Love survives
Absolutely.
always, and it's the one thing that will always keep us moving forward, and I pray and hope too.
Absolutely. I have a gentleman coming through, actually. Granddad. Right. Okay. Sarah Tink Whiston, she says, this is interesting. We had a medium visit the Tank Museum where I worked. She stopped in her tracks by an APC, saying she could hear crying and screaming from it. We investigated the vehicle and found during World War II it had been converted and used an ambulance on the front line. There we are.
Wow, thank you for sharing that, Sarah. And it's all evidence, isn't it? You know, we talk.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Richard. Richard says that I can give this message out. Can I go back to the previous comment, please?
No.
Sorry. Let Richard, Nick, if you continue what you're saying, and Richard, if you can
You
just
can find the
the
person.
last
Yeah,
message, please.
I think so. Yeah.
I need to see it.
But yeah, I mean, it's always evidence, and evidence pops up in every part of our life, just like a relative deciding to come in during a conversation. I love the way it works.
Rebecca, this gentleman came through, and he is, I'm going to say, he feels like granddad to me. Okay. He's coming through to me as elderly. Okay. So he's showing me himself as being elderly, and he is very, very emotional, and he's talking about not being able to see his grandchild. He didn't get to see his, bless you. He's saying that he didn't get to see his grandchild, and he is very, very emotional. And I have damage here across the front of my forehead. It's, oh gosh, it's like something hit me, something hit me here, and that's it, and I was gone, and it is right through my skull, and it's giving me chills as I'm talking about him. And I've also got the name Dennis being called out as well. Dennis sounds like Dennis to me. I don't want to say Desmond. I don't want to say sounds like. I'm going to say it's Dennis. There's also they say the heart stopped. Yeah, how else did you die? But I feel there was heart failure as well. So whatever condition this was in the head also affected the heart, and there was heart failure. Let me know, Rebecca, if you're getting this, if you understand this gentleman, because he came through as you were on the comments. Also, Jack comes through as well. The name of Jack. He shows me a grey uniform. It looks like a battleship grey, you know, that grey blue kind of look uniform. I don't know what happened to my granddad, how he died, but miss him so much. Oh, okay, thank you, bless you. He's saying that he didn't get to see his grandson. So, oh dear, he's coming through very, very emotional, and he is now very, very slow. He's making me really slow down as well. And he's saying, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. I'm saying to him, what's that about? And he said, you're not permitted to know what that's about. Permitted to know what that's about. It's none of my business, apparently. I'm sorry to say that. It's none of my business. And he's right, it is none of my business. I'm just a person I'm the medium, so I'm the medium between the two, you and him. And he's giving me chills. Somebody was lost. He says my brother Chris is his grandson. Right. Thank you. He's oh gosh, he's made me forget everything now. So that there was a problem with the brain as well. There's a problem with memory and the brain. And the memory started making me very emotional. And somebody was right. Thank you for reminding me. He says somebody was lost. There was a boy who was a boy who was lost in the war. Okay, he was lost, and his body was never found. He obviously never came home. He was never found. Okay. I recognise the name Dennis, but I don't really know that much about my family. Okay, sweetheart. Okay. One of you, all right, darling. One of you has I can't hear the words properly, but it's something to do with the cross. It's the
Victoria Cross.
Thank you. I couldn't. Oh God, please don't make me cry. I'm going to fight that one off. Okay. I couldn't hear what he said properly. I was hearing Victoria Cross, and it's the Victorian Cross. Is that right, Nick? Thank you. Excuse my ignorance. I'm going to have to try and get him to calm down a little bit. Okay. Okay. So you have the Victorian Cross. Let me know if you have this, or if someone else in the family is, but this is something he was awarded. Okay. And the sheep. Sheep should mean something in the fur. Oh, okay. I will have to find out about the lost boy. Okay, okay. Whether this is a place that you would live, there was country conditions because he's mentioning sheep here. Okay, so there was country conditions. I don't know if you understand any more of that, Nick, but this is just a message I was getting through. Okay, and he wants as I'm trying to get into, because I know we need to move on. He says, I faded away. Those were his words. I faded away. So to me, to my understanding, it was obviously not, that means to me it was not a quick passing. And it was one where the mind started to go, and it was a slow passing. Okay. And I can't get over the emotions. He's just with me really strong. And he's just saying to you, give yourself permission. Okay. And that's what he wants to pass you with. And there will be a book on your bedside, or book that there's a particular, I want you to scroll. I never say people to do things, but I am actually going to ask you this. Please, no, I don't have Victoria. I have no idea what that about. It's incredible. Okay. Oh, you give me the Victoria Collinson. Anyway, the book. There is a page for you to scroll open on the page, and there will be an important message in the book. Okay. I can see it. I can see the cross. I'm very sorry. I don't know about military things, but this is what I can see. Okay. So I'm going to have to just, give that to you, because I can't take it away, because I see it so clearly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that this will come to you at some point. It will come. It will come. Okay. And I'm going to leave his love with you and say thank you so much, Rebecca, for working with me. God bless you.
Bless you. Correct. Yeah.
Right. Richard's just come through.
Completely agree.
Rich, Nick, would you mind?
Yeah, of course.
Really
so, Rebecca, the victor. I'm going to read exactly as Richard has kindly shared on here. The Victoria Cross is the highest and most prestigious award of the British honour system. It is awarded for valour in the presence of the enemy. And, I totally agree with what has been coming in my ear, and recognise it in the emotions of what Dawn has been saying. The cross is for you. Because of that understanding of the military and the Victoria Cross being the highest and most prestigious award of the British honour system, it will be a memory link that can be shared by him to you on behalf of your loved ones in the world of spirit. And it's about valour in the presence of the enemy. Your valour has been in the presence of all that darkness and difficulty in your life. And because Dawn is getting all of that emotion, and I know we don't always link in together anymore, but I still see it and hear it and link into Dawn. And absolutely, I totally agree that Victoria Cross is for you. It is one of the most notable, well-known medals that has ever been given out by the armed services. And certainly I know from what I saw during Dawn's message, and I know she will agree with me on this, you deserve it. You have earned it. Now take that love, that upliftment, and take that award as a symbol of not only valour, but survival.
Amen.
We talk about spiritual survival. We are living spirit, and you have survived and continue to do so. So take that award with spirit's love. And I think me and Dawn could do with a moment.
Let's can we have are we ready for the
Tarot
rope? We'll do with a break. Oh, stop it, Richard.
Richard's having a spiritual moment.
Didn't I say about the grey?
The grey, yeah. You said battleship grey, but the Air Force was a battleship grey.
A grey blue cap. You know, that
Yes.
sort of colourway.
Yes.
It's like a battleship.
And that is the Air Force. So just for
Right.
everyone at home,
I need a
Richard,
break.
whilst that was being grey
Oh
uniforms,
God.
RAF, well done, Stacey.
All
So
right, thank
yes,
you, Stacey.
thank you all for taking part and sharing your feedback and your thoughts. There was an how funny, it sounds like an aeroplane going overhead as Nick's talking about the cross. Yes, and I will tell you now something. I live right next door to Mildenhall. Well, I say right next door. It's about 2 or 3 miles in that direction. So we do get the RAF paying us visits, shall we say. We're not directly on the flight path, but occasionally the planes do like to go over. So Spirit will make use of that. So to confirm your colours, Dawn, and quite rightly, as everyone at home is saying, the grey is the RAF. So look for that, Rebecca, and where you're.
Please excuse my lack of knowledge. I'm really sorry, but sometimes it's kind of helpful because
It is
it kind of proves, or whatever you'd like to say,
exactly.
the information I'm giving you.
Look at what you said earlier. It's not for us to know, it's for them at home to know. And that adds to the evidence, because if you don't know these things, you're not talking with it on authority, you're talking with it on the authority of Spirit. And for me, that's even more evidence. So bless you, Dawn, and bless everyone at home. And Rebecca, we love you. And I know everyone.
I need 5 minutes. I need a minute.
So, Richard, darling, if we could, let's all go over to the lovely Kate May and have our Taroscope, our first visit from Kate today.
Hello, welcome to this week's Taroscope, Monday the 14th of November. We are looking at the week ahead for each star sign. Let's start with Aries. 5 of Swords, Aries. Now, you could be looking at things that no longer serve you this week. You may be weighing up situations and where you want to put your energies. If you've been thinking, is it worth it? Can I really be bothered? Probably the answer is no. Sometimes a short-term loss is a long-term gain. And Aries, this is asking you to sidestep something now. Let someone else win. Let them have their cake and eat it. You'll end up the better person. Don't worry about a little bit of competition going on around you. Sometimes some things that look like it's not going to work in our favour actually ends up working better than what we thought. So expect to move away from situations. Don't get involved in any drama this week, Aries, and just move away in the know that something better is going to emerge from it. Taurians, King of Pentacles, Taurus. This is a great card for you, particularly around businesses, particularly around your finances. If you've got some ideas that you want to put into practice, this is the week to do it. This card indicates that you're going to reach the top. It indicates you're going to get in more control around your finances or in your home situation. You could be getting some advice to do with finances or to do with business there. It's a really good card to get in touch with your financial situation and your material needs. Get them met, get organised around them this week. Gemini. The Strength card for you, Gemini. Now, you may have to be careful what you say or how you say it. Your power is actually by being quiet this week. You could scream and shout, you could throw your toys out the pram, and then you've lost your power. So Geminis, this week, you're really being encouraged to hold that power in and just to bite your tongue a little bit. You may need some extra strength this week, Geminis, as well, but understand that you do have that strength to get through any challenges. Cancer. 6 of Wands. Victory and success are yours this week, Cancerians. It's a great card. You're going to be reaching milestones. You're going to feel like you're having recognition. And not only that, you're going to have the support and love from those around you as well. They're going to be encouraging you, going to be supporting you, and they're going to be really pleased about your victories that you're going to achieve this week. Be prepared once you've achieved those victories just to stay still for a moment, just to pause for a little while you enjoy that glory and prepare for the next stage. Leos, 8 of Swords. You could feel a little bit frustrated this week, Leos. You may find that you want something more that you can't actually get, and you may find that it is your mind that's blocking you. Our minds are super powerful, and as much as they tell us to do things, they can also tell us not to do things. So this card says try not to listen to your mind so much. Try not to let a fear block you from something amazing. Where there's a will, there's a way. You're being encouraged this week, Leos, to look outside the box, to look at things differently. If there's a block, there may not really be a block. It might just need that you need to re-look at it in a different angle there. Trust your intuition this week, Leo, more than your head. Virgo, Queen of Wands, Virgo. Now, she's a really positive card to indicate that you're on top of everything, that you're in a good position, you've overcome your challenges, there's some order coming in around you. You may get some really good support from perhaps a fire sign this week, or somebody who knows what they're talking about. Equally, it could be you, Virgos, that are giving that help, giving that support, because you've been there, you've done it, you've got the t-shirt. She is a leader, she's very passionate, she's extremely independent. So this week, Virgos, expect to draw on some of that energy. She's also very much in touch with her shadow side. So you've done some work on yourself and now you're ready to let everyone know about it. Libras, Queen of Cups, Libra. Now, she's a fantastic card to say you're overcoming your emotional situations. If things have been a little bit challenging emotionally for you, just know that you are in a better place. You could open a can of worms this week, but you're going to try and keep a lid on it. You're going to try and keep control of all your emotional needs. She's also very intuitive, Libras, so it's important that you trust your intuition. Equally, Libras, you may have been doing too much for other people. So this week she's asking you to pay some attention to yourself and honour your own needs. Nurture yourself. Scorpio. Knight of Pentacles, Scorpios. Steadfast, practical and slow. So you may not feel that this week things are moving as fast as what you want them to, Scorpios, but rest assured that that energy that's pulling you back is a grounding energy. It's asking you to lay a foundation before you move forward. So don't run before you can walk. This card is saying that there is progress ahead. Although it's slow, it's still progress. There's commitment around you, Scorpios. So you may need to be slow and steady for a while you commit to your ventures and build that foundation for something magical to occur. Sagittarius, Page of Pentacles. No, it's not. It's the Four of Pentacles. I've got my glasses. Four of Pentacles, Sagittarius. So you may have to hold on to your money a little bit this week, Saggies. You may find that you need to get a better balance of what's coming in and what's going out. Now, while this card talks about staying still and holding on to everything, it also reminds you that being too inflexible isn't good for you. So you need to drop down a little bit and let a little bit of flexibility in. Don't be so tight on things that you miss out on some fun and adventure. You could be protecting yourself a little bit more this week, Saggies. But again, that protection, if you've got your guard up, just let it down a little bit so you can let a little bit of love in there. Capricorns. Seven of Cups. You're reevaluating your emotional side this week, Capricorns. There could be some deep choices around you and things that might not be quite as clear as what you first thought. So it's important this week that you don't just go for surface things, that you dig a little bit deeper. You could be reevaluating where you want to put your emotional energy as well. Is it really worth investing? Hello, my name is Kate May, Modern Day Mystic. We are looking at the moon phases for the week ahead from November the 14th. So we start the week in Leo. So the moon's energy is very fun, it's very playful, and it's all about being loud and proud. So you may find that you want to stand out from the crowd a little bit more. You might feel a little bit more playful. If you've got work projects going on, hold off till the end of the week there. Start off the week enjoying yourself and getting in touch with that inner child. As we move into the middle of the week, we start to move into the Virgo moon. Now, this is a very practical energy, very different from the Leo. And this is where you'll start to want to make some plans and where you may want to get more organised, perhaps with doing some Christmas shopping, getting your finances organised, but having a look at practical things around you. You could also be looking at things that you're doing around your home in this week, where you could be organising things, tidying things up, decluttering. Virgo rules the 6th house in astrology, which is everything to do with your everyday life and also your health. So we have a little health check as we move into the middle of the week. As you move towards the end of the week, that energy moves into the moon of Libra. Now here we start to look at our relationships with ourselves, our relationships with others, and what we see as fair and balanced. So you'll be checking in with yourself here to see what you're standing within your relationships and within your personal relationship with yourself, and how much energy you give to others compared to how much you get back. Over the weekend and moving into the early part of the following week, we then start to move into Scorpio's energy. Now this is very deep energy, very psychic energy, so good time to do meditations, a good time to really tap into your emotional side of things there. So have a look at each moon phase. If you know that what house your moon sits in your astrology chart, that will give you a stronger indication as to what area to focus in. But we've got a fabulous different mixture of energies, and it's always good to work with the moon and to do things within alignment of the moon, because it makes everything happier for you.
Join Matt and Kirsty tonight from 8 p.m. The show consists of answering your spiritual questions and offering free mediumship and oracle card readings. Tomorrow night from 8 p.m., Deb Clark demonstrates her mediumship by offering free readings. Spiritual Psychics TV are happy to tell you about their second holistic fair. Our event has over 30 stalls, with 8 readers, free talks, and workshops throughout the day. From 1 p.m. on the day, we have a free mediumship demonstration with Deb Clark. Our holistic fair has 5 different crystal stalls, 2 homemade soap specialists, with 6 different healers, ranging from spiritual, Reiki and sound healing. Readers such as Matt and Kirsty Grogan, Polly Harnett, Sam O'Neill, Jane Morton, Nick Brown, Emily Baker, and Patty Kennedy. We also have a variety of other interesting stalls available. Our event is on Saturday 3rd of December starting from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Waterlooville Community Centre. Come and say hello, enjoy the free workshops, talks, have a private reading, and purchase some wonderful Christmas gifts at the SPtv Holistic Fair.
Hey, exciting times, so much going on. I cannot wait to see everybody that day. It is going to be massive. It's going to be awesome. So yes, please do come and join us if you're in the area, and if not, just come and join us anyway.
Yeah, get yourself. It's going to be so much fun.
Now, the day before, big mediumship demo. There's only 4 tickets left.
Yeah.
I've got mine. I'll be there.
Square. There's only 20 people allowed in the room.
Yeah, so get your ticket.
Quite an intimate little experience. It's gonna be really lovely.
Absolutely, and that's at the Roebuck Inn, starting at 7:30. So get your tickets. There's only 4 left. Come and join. Have the fun. Be part of it.
Only £10.
I know, and I think this next announcement really should have a drum roll. Because SPTV's hit 10k likes. Yay! And that's a real celebration.
Everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep pushing and make it 110,000 by the end of the show. But no, thank you, everyone.
Putting yourself on as different people and pressing the like button.
But yeah, I think it's absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, from all of us.
We do this because of you, so thank you.
Absolutely, and a big thank you, of course, to Kate May for her tarot cast and her moon phases. And if you're interested, where can you go and see her?
Get yourself down to Cosham Coffee Shop. What's it called? The Spirit Coffee Shop?
The Mystic Coffee Lounge.
The Mystic Coffee Lounge.
In Cosham.
The Mystic Coffee Lounge in Cosham. And points to you if you can say coffee Cosham, coffee Cosham, coffee Cosham, coffee Cosham.
She did very well.
Get down there. And I've been told that she has tarot cards, crystal ball, all crystals, all sorts of stuff to you and workshops, all sorts of stuff down there. So I, for one, I'm looking forward to going down myself.
Absolutely. A lovely, engaging lady who's always welcoming of people coming in and, you know, plonking the backsides down at one of those lovely tables with the tarots on. So get down there, get to Cosham now. Well,
Yes.
wait till after the show.
Well, yeah, wait till after the show.
Wait till after the show. So, my lovely.
So we have our VIP guest, Karen White. Karen, what's happening to you, my darling? Just rotate your camera, Angel.
I can't actually. I can't see nothing.
Yeah. I can see.
Let's chat and film. So, you know, one of the wonderful things about spiritualism is always, you know, keeping yourself going and fighting through the life that we have on this physical earth, where things don't always go to plan. But you know, there are so many, and I'm sure this will be something for people to think about whilst we're doing the demo as well. Best practice in spiritualism. There are so many viewpoints.
Yes.
And thoughts and attitudes on it. I mean, I like to think I'm fairly open to ideas, but I do know that some people are really, really set in stone as to what their view of best practices are.
Well, you're taught things, especially if you start in sitting in circle from quite a young age or whatnot, and you have a slightly more rigid way of thinking from the person who's your circle leader. You know, they've been taught a certain way, and then and it's ingrained in them, it's worked in it, and perhaps they're not as comfortable to expand themselves.
Absolutely. Plus, there is an element of honouring those that have helped develop you.
Yes.
And so sometimes it might come across as quite stony faced, but it's good intentions. But unfortunately, sometimes we know what that phrase is about, where it's paved with good intentions, a place of which I will not speak because it doesn't really exist. But I mean, one of my favorite one is,
do not cross your arms or your legs.
Yeah. And you know, I actually tell people not to cross their legs in, sorry, Richard. I do tell people not to cross their legs while they're meditating, but not for the reasons that are always discussed. For me, it's about not cutting off the circulation in your ankle. So if you try and stand up after doing a meditation, you're always a bit, if you try and stand up to get your glass of water and you've got no feeling in your ankle, you're going to go over the sideways. So I like to think more of the practical reasons behind these. I mean, there is a viewpoint that if you cross your arms, you're not going to get a message from spirit, but spirit don't see your arms, they see your light. It's more about actually, but
us, isn't it? We have walls and things, and we think of our chakra system, don't we?
Yes.
And we know that by crossing the arms, we're crossing our we're covering our solar plexus. And to have your feet on the ground. I mean, if you wanted to, you can communicate with spirit to spirit with your legs in the air. If you wanted to, that's up to you. But we say about putting your feet on the ground for grounding. So it's metaphysical. It's, you know, it's emotional. I know. I'm listening.
Sorry. Well, when you are performing acts of joy and upliftment and cleansing spirit,
Lord,
but you know,
I'm a professional, Richard.
Oh dear. Moving swiftly.
Karen in now.
Karen in.
I'm trying to have a positive conversation. Perhaps Karen will have something sensible to say to me.
Hi guys, how are you both?
Hello, Karen. I was all right.
Well, I was all right until I heard you can do messages with your legs up in the air. I don't know.
Richard, I can't actually see Karen at the moment.
I can see her. It's a small image, but I can see her. She looks divine. Yeah. Can you see her now, Nick?
No. Do I have to press this view thing? Because I know there's one you don't like me pressing.
He's got a grey hoodie on.
Yeah, cool. That's fine.
You probably don't want to see me anyway, Nick. I've just come
Oh,
off a night
that's not
shift.
true.
No,
No, I've
that's
just
doing
come off a
fine.
night shift, so I had to stay awake to listen to you guys.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
Bless you, darling.
Okay, how are we doing this, Rich? Do you want us both together for this one, or do you want us? Okay, okay. Now, just to remind us all, Karen is a VIP, and that is why she has been chosen to come live on screen. Okay, so become a VIP. Okay. Right. I'm a little quiet at the moment, Nick.
Yeah, and I feel that that is actually part of the energy of the person that's starting to build up. Someone who was, oh, don't start with that. There is a naughty sense of humour coming through here, so don't worry. But I feel this person who's building up was something of a quiet one. Although that naughty side, I did hear the phrase "we timorous beastie" in reference to a beautiful heritage, but also there is that, and also this person would slur their words from. I'm really starting to slur my speech now. I mean, everyone's heard me for the last hour gobbing off, but I'm really slurring my speech now, and I know I'm getting this pain.
I have a nerves problem as well. Nerves
Yeah.
problem.
So I do feel that it would have been a nervous system, a condition of the brain system.
Yeah. And I sometimes make sounds with my mouth like as part of my nerves. Do you understand this person, Karen?
I do. What you're what you're describing is towards the end of her life.
Okay, okay, thank you.
She,
I need to say I'm a mouse. I'm a mouse.
Yeah, is that personality of real quaint, such a quaint and sweet, kind soul, and gentle.
Very much.
And you told us that she was a she. I hadn't got there yet. I don't tend to focus on gender very quickly. It confuses me.
I can see a little field mouse, and it just made me feel like I wanted to. I have when I was younger. I would look after people. I was like the mothering kind of community. I was a community mother, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you understand that, Karen?
Yes.
And as you mentioned the mouse, I have to come in with the mouse because she showed me the Harvest Festival loaf, you know, the loaf that's shaped like a wheat sheaf, and there's always a tiny little mouse at the bottom. So I feel that time of year, this time, harvest time of year, was really important, either as an actual period of time or as an anniversary as well.
Yes, actually, yes.
Yep.
It's November. There's a celebration in November. Yeah.
Okay. Would you understand her links with the church? She'd do something to look after the church, do something in the church?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh dear. Because I started to get that when you were talking about the festival. I thought of Harvest Festival. Oh dear, oh dear. And why do I need to talk about sandbags? Sandbags. As we're talking about the memories of remembrance, she's talking about sandbags, and she's telling me that they used that someone had to collect or get some sandbags to put up.
That I don't know, but
okay.
I can try and find out.
Show me sandbags.
Okay.
I don't want to focus too much on the health because obviously we would know that she is now absolutely fine, but because it's not. Would you understand that you've been having sort of like the area of the sinuses? It's either her or you. This
That's Karen.
that burning of the
Oh, I hate
sinuses.
that.
So
It's all in this area.
I mean, I've just had mine cleared out, so they're great. But it's back there, that real burning and that focus. And she's saying, "Stop." This problem with speech is still slowing me down, so I apologise. But she's, oh, hang on, here comes the naughty side. She says, "It's not a bad thing. You talk too much anyway." Thanks.
that's her.
So she
That is
would put you in your place,
Yes,
you know, because of this lovely personality and gentle personality. Yes, she could talk for England. Yes, she could get her voice across, but she was so modest, and I don't use that word lightly. There's such a modesty about this lady, and she had a certain level of understanding and requirement when it came to respect and decency, and couldn't understand why people could be so immodest with their life.
Absolutely, 100%. Yep.
Thank you.
Well done, Chris. I need to talk about the name Crystal. And she also had, although it's just a name, I also have a crystal. There's like it's like a long crystal like that, it goes up like that. It could be a piece of, it looks like, you know how selenite grows in like a shard like that. Okay?
Yes.
It looks like that. But I need to bring the name Crystal, and also it sounds like it could be Sharon. Where's that sit? What side of the family does that sit on? It's that must be mother's side of the family, because it's showing me females.
Her best friend was Sharon.
Right. Okay. Lovely. Thank you. Okay.
Her name
Crystal.
actually starts with an S as well. So whether
Sorry, say again?
her name starts with an S as well.
Right.
So whether the S.
Okay. I'm not going to sit here and try and go,
No,
because that's no, I'm not doing that. That's an easy trap for mediums to fall down. We go,
yes.
We jump on that bandwagon, don't we?
Oh, we do. An actual fact, speaking of getting in trouble, or getting ourselves in trouble, I feel somebody it's either a memory link with her or with yourself, somebody getting themselves in trouble about some, because I just picked up my glass and there was this huge crack down. I thought, wow, that's new, but it isn't my glass. It's gone now. There was these special glasses or something that got cracked or broken, and there was she's actually talking about it with humour now, but I don't feel at the time it was particularly humorous. But would you understand that there was this special glass or glasses that got broken or cracked in some way?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Would you understand? This sounds really abstract, but she's showing me drums. She's showing me.
Yeah.
That'd be a yes. You can always tell with that laugh. That's the yes laugh.
That's a yes laugh. Yes.
It's so abstract. I said to her, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Just tell her about the drums. Just tell her drums." I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Bless her. I have to say, in spite of there's always a stereotype about sweet ladies like this, and certainly of a certain generation. She busted it.
Yeah.
Because she was actually a very forward-thinking modern woman.
Quite strong lady. And she comes across to me, she was this lady who she had a lot of memories, a lot of thoughts, a lot of stuff inside her that she didn't want to talk about. She never talked about.
Yes. She was a very, very private person.
Very private lady. Very, very private lady. And you could tell her something and you knew full well her lips would be sealed.
Go any further. Yeah.
She weren't like we imagine an old lady think, oh, you never guess what happened. That was not her in the slightest. She would take it to her grave. And would you understand 2 girls with her?
Yes.
Yeah.
She had 2 sisters.
Right. Lovely. Thank you. Could you just bring them up? And they felt very close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're very, very close to her. She's bringing me. Have you got a collection of crystals? Do you collect crystals? I know we're all spiritualists and that and stuff, but she's.
I do have a bag of crystals. Yes.
Right. She had a crystal. She keeps talking to me about this crystal and I can't get rid of it. This long clear crystal. Is it clear quartz? Is it selenite? Something clear crystal. And it must belong to her. Oh boy. They give you these things and you're like, ah.
Through in my room, I've actually got it's a little angel and it's holding a crystal. And it's right beside her picture.
Oh, it's right
wow.
beside her. Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's a thank you if ever I heard one.
Okay.
I need to go back to this modern personality of hers because she really did break the mold. And you know that there is other picture.
As you're saying break the mold, she shows me gingerbread cookie cutters.
There is other picture that I am definitely not sharing with anyone, sitting staring at me, and it's quite witty and quite funny. And rather than being someone who would make fun of differences in people, she would embrace them, and she was very forward thinking in her attitudes. And I went to say, you're such a because of the picture. I said, you're such a forgiving lady. And she says, why forgive when there's nothing to forgive?
Stop it.
And I just feel such a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful woman here who certainly has no problem with what she's just shown me. And it's such a wonderful woman to have on your side.
She was one in a million. She was actually registered as disabled because she had fibro. But she would never, ever use the disabled parking spaces because she always felt there was people worse off than her. So she would never use them. That's the sort of person she was.
Can I ask you a really quick question? Was she a Wren? I'm going to go out on a limb. Was she a Wren?
Not that I'm aware of.
She's showing me some kind of, you know how the women belong to associations and stuff, like the Wrens. And there is some kind of thing I can't get. All I can say is Wren and leave you with that because that's the closest I can think of.
She was in a choir.
She was in the choir
with girls.
With girls. So, I don't know about that. I don't know. Don't disagree with me.
Would you understand if I said the naffy?
Oh.
No.
Okay, please forgive me. I can't give it to you any stronger than that. Forgive me.
That's fine.
But
I'll certainly think about it anyway. Definitely.
She belonged to some kind of women's organisation
that provide because I'm seeing like dishing out soup.
No, we provided something for the war effort. We did something like that.
And helping people.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put that with you though. There's some navy blue and some red in there. You might see a ribbon. There might be a ribbon or some kind of remembrance for that somewhere. But I'm just going to leave that with you. And thank you so much for working with us.
Yes, thank you, Leslie.
So much. It was absolutely wonderful, and it's put a smile on my heart.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you at last. We've seen your name come up.
Lovely to speak to you both. Lovely.
Go and play in the snow. She says go and play in the snow. It's not even snowing, and I doubt very much we'll have snow in but she says go and play in the snow.
Hopefully not. We always used to do that when it was snowing. We would do snow angels.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for the pair of you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Wow. I love that. And, I always enjoy working with you, as you know, not just on the show, but as mediums. So, to be able to reunite hearts and minds is such a gift. And of course, on the 3rd, we are kind of having a bit of a double up, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. I can't wait to actually meet you in the
I
flesh.
know it's really weird. This whole life that we live now, we get to know each other before we actually physically get in any kind of orbit. But on the 3rd at the Holistic
Christmas
Fair, we are working together to bring love, upliftment, laughter, and brighten the day. From the Waterlooville community centre.
Yes.
And I will obviously be doing some readings there as well, but I specifically said I need to take a break to be with my daughter, and bring the world a bit of a view from the Brighten Your Day team.
Absolutely, it will be so good. It'll be so lovely. Whatever we end up doing together on that day will be magical.
Absolutely. And I'm even bringing my stand thing with me picture, so it'll be lovely.
Oh, lovely. Oh, Rebecca said, will you both have a great evening? Thank you, Rebecca.
As seen on SPtv, my blue angel is coming with me, so yes.
Oh, nice.
But thank you, Rebecca. That is lovely, and you know, we always look forward to our SPtv family. You know, I know people say, "Oh, we've been looking forward. We've been waiting to come." We look forward to seeing and speaking with you. It is such a reciprocal relationship, and I think that is the heart of it all when it comes to spiritual best practice. It is, as you said right at the beginning, the brotherhood and sisterhood, or the kinship of the human family. You know, the ability to, I mean, you guys don't get to see it, but you can see the reactions in our faces when Richard's, you know, piping in and giving us our guidance and our direction and our humour. And it is such a wonderful thing. And I think that, especially to kind of like come back on ourselves a little bit, that best practice of the kinship of the human family is so important, especially at this time of year, not just for remembrance, but this time where we're going from great times of light to shadow and darkness and cold. That love,
need to have that comfort, that connection.
Yes.
Yeah, the connection. I was going to say comfort and support, but my guide said to me connection, and that's what we need. That's what we need so desperately, and we've got that. We've got that. And
excellent.
I think we have time for just one more connection, don't we, Nick?
I think we should.
A quickie. Richard has just said a quickie. I don't know about that.
Wow. Do you know what? It's in spite of the emotion that this weekend has had, there has been so much frivolity, upliftment, laughter, and double entendres.
Yes. This is what Spirit's all about. Like, it's upliftment. It's not all about, oh, the sadness, you've lost someone. It's uplifting. It's not leaving someone with all the heaviness of I've lost somebody.
Yes, you know? Absolutely.
When you're not being left with that, you're being left with the upliftment. But Kim Burns said, hi Dawn, are you on the church family WhatsApp? If so, could you PM me? I am on Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, if that's what you mean. That's what you mean? Yes. Yes.
Oh, I see. Well, yes. if I'm allowed, I'll join in. In actual fact, Kim, can we come to you?
Okay, let's have Kim.
You know, I think because I'm on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Work it,
trust Richard, she says.
Kim, actually, I know you're starting off with that phrase, trust Richard, but Richard's not the only person with a witticism and sense of humour that you know, and I do feel that this. Really, I need to be on my garden building up.
Says she'll be at the fair. Hey,
lovely. Yeah.
Richard says some people are, well, I'm coming down by train. Some people are driving, you know, that sort of thing. But you know, who knows what's happening?
Pair them up. So get your saddles, go double saddle and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna start from now. I'm leaving.
One. I was going to call it a biped, but that's a being with two legs. No, that's a singular one. The bike with two people, a bicycle made for two.
Oh no, that's not unicycle. No, don't worry. You know what we mean, guys.
Everybody knows what we mean.
Okay.
But this gentleman building up is just, it's all this silliness and this fun. And I do feel that his attitudes and his behaviours are greatly missed. I don't feel the closest teeth again. He had false teeth or something like that. But I don't feel the gurning. That's what he was doing. He was gurning and pulling his face all over the place. I don't feel the closeness of a direct family member. I feel someone who is like family, who would have had a great impact and great upliftment in your life, and is so sorely missed. And this absolute desire to bring silliness and laughter and love it's why he jumped in as soon as he saw you. It was like, go there. And I was like, okay. So I do feel that there was an air of authority about him, but he offset that with this silliness. I'm
getting a stroke.
The teeth and he's got a sense of humor. It's really strange. He's got a sense of humor about his ill health, as though it was like either the tears of a clown or somebody who really just didn't let things get him down. Can you understand any of this, Kim?
Let us know if you're getting this, Kim, or some of the isolated things. There's a little mouse just gone past out my window. I feel like my jaw, there's something going on with my jaw. I feel I had quite a prominent jaw. Sounds like my uncle.
That would
but I feel like that would be the distance, Nick.
Yeah.
But I feel like I had a stroke because something happened to my jaw. Something happened like this. And I've got a weakness in my muscles now, in my limbs, muscles, whatever you would call that. There's sort of a drawing down. Do you know what I mean, Nick? Like
that pulling. It's almost like gravity wins kind of feeling.
Yeah. And there were some falls as well that I need to note about. There were some falls. Let us know if you understand this, Kim. I know you said it sounds like uncle, but I'll give you a bit more information since then. So if you understand that.
And I don't know whether it's a work thing with him, or whether it's something he would have done in work, or whether he liked to make. But I keep picking up my pen, and I've got a pad in front of me, and I keep picking it up as though I'm going to start writing and making notes, and I'm worried about any limericks or poems that might come out, so I'm definitely not going to be sharing them.
But says, heart is my dad.
The heart is the dad. So it could be that, because we keep talking about brotherhood, maybe they're both kind of like, or that there would be that reference there. But there's somebody who used to do a lot of writing. And I keep picking up my pen, and I keep wanting to go and write something, but I don't know what it is. So it's obviously, excuse me, it's obviously some kind of personality trait or some action that they would have done in their life. But there is just this. Yeah.
Like that now.
I saw the shadow. But an absolute, desire to just come and pick you up, because you have a lot in common with this gentleman, in the sense that you will put a brave face on it and smile and joke.
Granddad had falls, used to mess about with funny faces
taking out. Yeah. So again, that would be the generational distance. So I think that's where we are, and I would imagine
that's his dad writing.
You've got them about.
You've got a couple of people going on there.
Yeah, gonna say okay. The one that's with me at the moment. I feel there is this great interaction. But they're wanting to reference this humor and everything, is that sometimes it covers up a multitude of pains. Yeah, and your ability to be open and honest is good. I'm sorry, I've got with the writing and things. He's doing this, and he's just like at the top of a B plus. Could do better. You need to be more. So he recognises that it's a great effort, and he rewards you for that. But wants you to recognise that you can be more open, because I know from what he's giving me that you have been hurt by trust. That word just flashing in front of my face like it did, and it was slipping away, and that's how they show me that loss of trust. I know you've had that loss of trust in the past, but you know who you can trust, and you know who you can trust even more. And that's his point. You know, you have a group of people around you, friends and family, that are a mixture of both in emotion and location. And it's just talk.
She says,
talk.
yes, I put on brave face when I'm struggling.
So be open, be honest, let it all out, scream and shout. You made a noise earlier, Dawn. I don't know whether it was live or before the show, but when we were talking about the jazz hands, and when I was scream and shout, and I just heard this, wow, I feel good. So he's bringing that music and that humour, because that silliness and that laughter always put a smile on your face, and he recognises the struggles, but knows that you are. This is an important phrase I have to give you, and I do feel it pertains to the situation. You are so much more better than you give yourself credit for. And you have come so far. You have come so far. And you've reached. I think this gentleman liked to use songs because
isn't there? Yeah.
There's a song that follows that, and I'm turning into Adina Monsoon. I can't stop saying it. We've come so far and we've reached so high, and we look each
day and take that
night in the heart, in the eye, and that's what you need to know. Look each day and night in the eye, because you're still so young and you reach for more. I love it when they give me songs because you can now listen back to that
whole story. Trust is broken very badly.
Remember that it's individuals that break trust. Teeth again.
I just started to say something, and mine went as well. He's come across as a very upright man, your dad. Very upright man. Almost like I've got to put my neck in a brace to make myself stand upright. So it's I don't want to say military again, but I'm going to say there's like a military. Was your granddad like some kind of, there's an officer kind of feel here? Because I want to stand up really tall, and I feel your dad was quite tall and very straight up as well, very straight up. But then I feel I've rounded and gone sloped as I've got older, obviously. But I just feel very, very upright, and I feel very military. And I'm going to say officer because that's how I feel.
I get that discipline.
Yeah.
With him. For sure.
Yeah. Let us know if you're getting that, sweetie.
And again, it's that playing with words, because as I said, discipline. He just turned around and he says, yes, but just remember that discipline is connected to the word disciple.
Ooh.
And it's about best practice, and about, it's not always about that hard and fast rules. It's about being practical and understanding and learning and growing. And I know that we were talking about best practices and everything, and it's all about best practice that he's just giving me with that as well. So I just throw that into the mix. Lovely way with words, this guy.
I've still got the officer thing, and it's bugging me because let us know if you get any of that, Kim, because I've still got it, and it's normally if something as soon as something gets taken, then they relax and it goes away from me. But if I've still got it, I've had to learn as I've got older through my mediumship. I've had to learn that I have to stick with it. I can't just can't just get rid of it. I've had to learn that the hard way.
Absolutely.
Are you still there, Kim, my love? Is she still there? Oh, okay, fine. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Okay.
A very upright posture, Dawn.
Yeah, very. Oh, right. Not officer. Granddad was often in trouble in the army. Yes,
Oh,
upright posture.
the other side of the discipline. And this is why it was making fun of discipline, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. Granddad was often in trouble.
He would certainly have been very, very close to the officers then.
He would have spent a lot of time. Yeah, yeah. He's got a real good sense of humour. Lovely, lovely, lovely gentleman. Yes, very upright.
Definitely. Take his love and his laughter and his upliftment, and also that silliness.
Yeah. We all need a bit more of that in our lives, don't we?
Do.
Well, thank you so much, Kim. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you to everyone who's joined in the show today.
Absolutely. We live to hear your comments, so do keep getting involved. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget that tonight, Matt and Kirsty Grogan. Back in the top slot of a Monday evening, loving it, looking forward to it. And we look forward to be back next week in our Monday morning slot to brighten your day.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being with me, Dawn, and tolerating me. And thank you, of course, to Richard for putting up with us. And thank you.
Needed that. Thank you to all the people who've watched the show today. Keep liking, sharing, and subscribing, and become a VIP. And until next time, keep it SPtv.
SPtv. God bless.